Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's a back-to-back Indy 500 winner. First time in 22 years. Only the 11th person in the history of the Indy 500 to win back-to-back. If he goes on to win next year, he'll be the first one ever to win 3 straight Indy 500s. The greatest spectacle in racing, obviously the greatest racing on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, our champion, Josef Newgarden.
Yeah, Josef!
How are you?
Great to be here. Good to see you, Pat.
Hey, great to see you. Congratulations. What a win. What a win, Joe. That was awesome. I saw you afterwards, obviously, get out of the car, hop into the crowd. The boys are going to ask about that. We'll dive into a new tradition that you're starting after you win Indy 500s in a bit. But, like, the entire day, the rain delay, 4.5 hours, 300,000 people staying, the start, the finish, afterwards, you say, yeah, that's how you want to win it. Like, how do you feel right now? Has the adrenaline dumped off, or are you still riding the high, Joe?
Can you imagine that? You know, there's so much to talk about on this event. You know, you're a great Indiana man, Pat. You're a great sportsman, and you know what this race is all about in this city. It's a huge deal. I was shocked. We had a thunderstorm rolling, ripping through the city here. You know, midday, right when this race is supposed to go, and 340,000 people just toughed it out, and they just stuck around until we're 4 hours later. We're going to run this thing. I couldn't believe it, but I think it speaks volumes to what the Indianapolis 500 is and what it means to this community, the significance of the race. It was really cool. I thought we were going to be running on Monday. I'm glad we got it in, and then it ended up being, I got to think, arguably one of the best Indy 500s we've ever had. I mean, the final part of this race was absolutely crazy. It was flat out. There wasn't any yellows. I mean, we were just fighting tooth and nail to the finish, and you know, timing just worked out for us. There's a lot of ways it could have gone, but I'm super glad it went our way.
Yeah, there was a tweet, I think, that put out like where the F1 racers started and where they remained throughout the entire race, and then where the IndyCar started and where it remained. In the IndyCar, it looks like just a child, basically, drawing all over the place. Like, 20th was in 11th, and then, here it is right here. This is literally F1. It's like, well, here's where it started, here's where it finished, here's where it started, here's where it finished. This is the pinnacle, this is Monaco. And then let's look at the Indy 500 that was delayed 4.5 hours at speeds that are like 10% faster than what they're doing at the F1, 225, 230 miles an hour. It was what? Felt like you guys were all more aggressive. Is that accurate to say this year the Indy 500 was more aggressive, or why do you think that was the case?
I think it was the rain delay. You know, it was odd. Everybody was like pent up. They were ready to do this, this moment. And that's what's the weird thing about this race. You're here for basically 3 weeks prepping for this one day, this one moment where you got to get it right. And you've spent all this time and energy and you put your heart and soul into it. And so I think everybody was like heightened, ready to go. And then we just pulled back with the storm. And then, we weren't even sure if we were going to run. And then it was like, everything's clearing. Everybody get back into the stand. So I think everybody was just a little antsy to get racing. And it was kind of nuts in the beginning. Like, people were wrecking like crazy. There was all sorts of yellows.
Turn
and then
one.
once we got past halfway, turn one was nasty. Everybody was getting into it there. So, but once we got past halfway, then it settled in and you could see, all right, now it's go time for everybody.
Felt like a lot of racers I knew. Felt like a lot of very talented drivers. And let's go into the final lap here. So, let's go, dude. White flag, you and Pato battling up at the front. He takes the lead. And then you set him up for the move that you wanted to do? Or how did we get to the pass on the third turn that is going to be remembered forever in the history books of the Indy 500?
All right, so how do I explain this? I always want to use a football analogy for some reason with you, but
I like
you know what it's like? It's like you're in the fourth quarter and it's a super close game and you're like trying to manage the clock. And you're like, you don't want to pull the punch first. You don't want to score first and give him the back the opportunity. And it's like Pato, when he passed me on the front straightaway, it's like he gave me the ball back with less than 30 seconds.
Tom Brady gets the ball back, but Patrick Mahomes gets the ball back with like a minute left in the game. They're up 4 or something like that. You know what's going to take place. That's kind of what happened.
That's what it felt like. And there's no guarantees you're going to get it right. You can't fault Pato. Like, he made his move at his time that he thought was right. And I was just trying to strike back. And I said, coming off turn 2, I said, I cannot wait till turn 4. I'm going to get a run here off of 2. And whatever type of run I get, whether it's good or bad, I'm sticking with it. He chose the inside. I said, I'll take the outside. No problem. I don't know if this is going to work, but look, we're either going to win another race or we're going to end up in the wall. And I think at the Indy 500, that's almost how you have to approach it if you really want to win this thing.
Yeah, you're going 223 miles an hour there around a bend that's like this, right next to a wall. Obviously, we've seen what could happen in the past. Yeah, the mindset and the mentality is absolutely absurd. Did you know your car had enough? Did you feel like your car had enough all day to get a win?
Oh, definitely. This, I mean, for us at Team Penske, I mean, genuinely, this was a dream Indy 500 month. We locked out the front row. I know Scotty Mack was there talking to you guys a week ago after qualifying. It's unheard of in today's day and age. Everybody is too close. 20, 30 years ago, the separation on the field was much higher. You could build faster cars than your competitors, and you could lock out the front row. Nowadays, there's so much parity, so much information flow that it's near impossible to do that with 3 cars in the same team. So I knew we had a race-winning car. It doesn't guarantee a victory. It doesn't matter if you should win the race. It doesn't mean you're going to. So it just all fell our way, but we were definitely prepared this month. I was super proud to be a part of this team.
As you should be. Ratings were through the roof. Congratulations to you all. I think the delay helped with ratings. I think the story kept getting told louder and louder on air. Still delay. Here's a video of kids racing in the middle of the rain. Kyle Larson, is he going to be able to make it to Charlotte? It's like the story kept building throughout the day, and I think it helped with the ratings. And obviously, taking out the blackout here in Indianapolis was nice for anybody that was doing daddy daycare in this entire thing. Penske has been in 50 Indy 500s, Team Penske. They've won 20 of them.
It's pretty good. Damn.
Pretty good clip. Obviously, you're back-to-back. If you win next year, you'll be the first ever to do 3 times in a row. F1 fan, Darius J. Butler has a question for you.
Yeah, the Monaco races sucked. That helped as well. But once you made that pass on Pato, is there like something with the driver when the position he's in, like dealing with dirty air once you make that pass? What is that? Does that mess up the engine? Does that mess up the speed? What's the effect on him and being a second at that point?
Yeah, it's a great question. That's exactly why it worked out. Because basically, when I passed him into turn 3, I cleared him at a perfect time. I basically cleared him at the apex, which is the center of the corner. And as soon as once I clear him and I start to come down, he gets a immediate disturbance of air, and that just washed him out. You see all the momentum he lost.
Yep.
So he lost momentum at the exact wrong time. And then I knew in the short shoot before.
So you laid the banana on purpose right there? You laid the banana on purpose?
In Mario Kart terms, that's exactly what happened. It was like the perfect time.
Wow, Joe, you're a stud.
Yeah.
All this is going on at 200 plus miles an hour while you've lost how much weight during this race? Do you know?
This one wasn't bad. It wasn't hot. If it's a hot day, physical, you'll lose like 7-8 pounds. I probably didn't lose much that day, maybe only a pound.
Okay, so you're sitting down though. How long are you strapped in there for a race? How long was that?
I don't know. Indy 500 is normally 2.5, 3 hours, 500 miles. It's our longest show.
So then you get out and then you go through the cage like you did last year, and then you hop over this fence. Now, obviously, it's tough to get out. That's a tight hole. The boys are jacked. Yeah, we fucking did it, dude. Yeah, we did. Hell yeah. And then I assume you made a deal with yourself that if you win again, you're going to do it again. Same exit, more smooth this time. You're hop over this fence, right?
Yo, check out this hop. This is
wow. That's
boom.
right out of a race car.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going through your head here? And what are they saying to you? Can you hear them with the helmet on and everything?
I mean, it turns scary very quickly when you get into this crowd because there's a lot of pressure that starts to build around you. And for me, I'm thinking I need to get out of this as quickly as possible. But it's the coolest. There's nothing. I mean, I know Pat. You've been there. There's nothing like this crowd. You got 340,000 people in one area.
Boost.
It's pretty nuts. Very electric.
Boost.
And I will say, the beginning of that, I hope people understood what happened. Like, we were like sports figures together. I was shoving my crew. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I was just so happy. I was like, I wanted to throw all these guys everywhere. It was so much fun.
Nobody took it that way.
No.
You just won the Indy 500 again. The entire team obviously does a lot of work. You going into the crowd is a nice tip of the cap to everybody. And also, there's a new – hey, all right, now that's where I cracked in there. That was just sitting down for 4 hours. And maybe the view isn't as
well. I had a little arm check me there. I got to say, a fan checked me, and I almost walked the car.
There's a Pato fan saying, "You son of a bitch," laying that banana. Now, we got about a minute and a half here before a hard out as we watch you celebrate. And obviously, Penske had some drama throughout this entire process, so big-time get back. There's a new tradition happening in Indy. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Joseph, does this one feel more special because of the fact that the Indy 500 is now giving out sweet blue jackets to the winners of the Indy 500? And also, do you have two of them now, or do they just give you the one from last year now?
Which the Masters does.
Yeah, you only get one green jacket in Augusta, which is stupid.
Whoa.
Sorry.
That's a great question. This is a brand new tradition. This literally just happened. It was super cool. You see all the live winners of the race. They were there just a couple days before the event. We all got our jackets. We all had a photo on the Yard of Bricks with the Borg Warner trophy. I think check this out. It was so cool. I mean, I tip of the cap to Roger Penske. He wanted to do this, and I think it's fitting for what this event is. It's over 100 years old. It's a very significant event. I think you only get the one, but you get it updated. So they put they have your specific win photos lined in the jacket. It's got your name. It's super nice embroidery. So they didn't really. It was very cool to be able to rock that jacket.
Hopefully they'll put your kid kissing the bricks alongside you and your bride. It was a beautiful day. Congrats again, Joe. We appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Hey, you could race an F1, right?
Absolutely. Any of us could. We would rock it.
Josef Newgarden. Thank you, buddy.
Joseph.
All right.